you guys enjoy your whatever that is.
All right. Test. Test.
Test.
Test. Test.
4, 3.
Well, hello there, and we're back for segment number 3 of Convincing Idiots. I'm Millennial Nick, alongside Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. This week, in our third and final topic for the evening, we're going to be discussing something that really only one of us on this podcast even possess, and that is illustrious hairdos. So we're going to discuss.
We're all wearing hats.
I know. Oddly enough, the oldest of us has the best hair, which is very odd.
Right.
But that is the situation we were in. But we're going to discuss some of our favorite hair of pop culture, just in general. Now, are we sticking to characters?
Characters with the best hair.
Characters with the best hair. All right, good, because that's what I have written down. So characters with the best hair in pop culture. So best hair goes first. Brian, you start.
A character with... What's that?
Head and chin.
That's right.
The best head and chin hairs.
That's right.
That's right. Yep. And
And
again, the
ass.
chest hair, everything. It's a chest hair.
Everything.
Everything is same as the beard. Exact
Best
same
hair
color.
goes first.
Mhm. Yep.
It's just
Nothing
braided.
gets out of this Venus flytrap. I'll take this one.
Yep.
Shit looks like a sarlacc coming out, fucking grabbing shit, pulling it in.
Yep. That's right. Gen X Brian here from the Convincing Idiots podcast. If you're enjoying our show, tell a friend. And if you're not, well, tell 2 enemies. Some of the one of the most unique hairstyles in the 80s. Great look on this man and this character. I'm going with Clubber Lang from Rocky III, Mr. T, gentlemen. So Mr. T,
Beautiful.
yeah,
Okay.
certainly the mohawk was his just his personal style, but it looked great and very menacing on that character. You can also say, Barack was it A-Team? Was it Barack
Obama?
TJ? No.
Oh.
Anyway.
Beautiful. Who messes with my mama?
Very good. That's excellent. I like that.
Ain't
Anyway.
got no time for jibber jabber.
The jibber jabber out here around here is not going to fly.
Brilliant. There you go. Clubber Lang. Mr. T.
I like
Very
it.
good. Very good.
Yeah.
Dean, you're up.
All right. I really thought whoever was going to go first was going to go with this pick. It is the only pick to be at the top of this list. It is the Fonz.
Yes.
Henry Winkler as the Fonz from Happy Days. I mean, just with the perfect. I mean, it started. I mean, it lasted through the early '70s, the late '70s, '80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it did lose its whatever product he had in his hair, doop-de-doop or whatever it might be. It had the 1950s quaff and curl and bouffant almost. And then it, in the 70s, as the show progressed, it did get a little more 70ish, right? A little lighter, a little feathier. But I'm talking about like original Fonz. That amazing where you go to put the comb in, it's too good. Don't need it.
Right.
Don't need it.
Yeah.
So the Fonz is number 1 on my list.
Very good. Very good.
That was great. Awesome.
Now, I don't have either one of yours, although both of yours are iconic. But in that same vein, I thought for sure this would be everyone's first pick. And in my opinion, the most iconic hair in all of pop culture is Princess Leia. Leia's
yes.
the buns. I mean,
Yep.
It is universally known. Even if
The
you don't
buns.
know, who Princess Leia is in Star Wars, you know that hairstyle represents almost
Mhm.
as iconic as the Darth Vader mask itself. I would say the Darth Vader helmet or mask and Princess Leia's hair are the two singular most iconic touchstones of Star Wars. So Princess Leia is the first one on my list.
Great.
Cinnamon or cinnamon rolls without at least putting them close to the sides of your head.
Sure,
Mhm.
yeah, right. Yeah,
Like Princess Leia.
yeah,
Yep.
That is an icon, my friend.
absolutely.
She creeps into our breakfast.
Yep.
Although
That's a
there
great one.
were, Mr. T did have a cereal. I
He
digress.
did. Yes.
It's true.
Mr. T, a little tease. Remember that?
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah, an animated show, the whole bit.
That's right.
Yeah. Now you could say this actor, almost any character this actor plays, you could say it could make an argument to be on the list of some of the most iconic hair. It's several, but I'm going to go with Snake Plissken, played by the great
Sure.
Kurt Russell from
Sure.
Escape from New York and Escape from LA, but Escape from New York, the first one. So Snake Plissken, it's younger Kurt Russell with just the feathery, darker hair at the time. Of course, he's got the eye patch and he has the stubble. Just
Yeah.
a great look, fun movie, very gritty character. And again, it's Kurt Russell.
I mean, if I typed in right now, 1980s cool, that picture might come up. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be
Absolutely.
up there. It'll be
No
up
fucking doubt.
Yep.
All right, my next pick isn't exactly what you'd call, an 80s icon, but to me, he was. Because when I think iconic hair, I think no hair. I think
Sure.
Bull Shannon from Night Court. Fuck you both. Bull Shannon, Richard Mole was an icon to me. And
Brian, for the official ruling, does it count?
No
Take a
hair
drink.
does count. That
Take a
that is a hairstyle, right?
Okay.
No hair is a hairstyle.
No hair is a hairstyle.
And because he
But
didn't
I don't know
lose
that I
his
would
hair,
pick.
it was
I don't know
shaved.
that I would. I don't know that I would
It was
pick
shaved, so it
the
was a choice.
shaved head of Richard Mole. But anyway, yeah.
It was a choice, so it was a hairstyle.
Yes.
And Richard Mole, I mean, come on. Not only just the
So, bald guys, you chose your bald guy choice as Night Court guy over like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like bald guy is guy from Night Court.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just wanted to. All right.
I don't want to know. That's my list. Write your own list, mother.
Yeah. It is not the best bald hairstyle ever, but that's okay. Yeah, it was iconic on the show. I agree with you there. Yeah. Okay.
The slapping of the head. Come on, man. Bull Shannon was awesome. You guys are jealous. Let's move on.
All right.
All right. My next iconic hairstyle is one that has been a recent love of mine as I have been discovering Seinfeld. Kramer.
Yes.
Kramer's hairstyle is iconic. And the reason
it's part of the character. That's true.
I was going to say the reason Kramer's hair is so amazing, not only is it unique to the character, but it is an extension of his character. It's a prop, if you will, to his character, to his insanity. It's almost like it's his zany insanity, like creeping out of his physical body into his hair. Like it's an accessory for the physical comedy that he portrays, and I'm a big fan. And there again, I feel like you could see a caricature or an outline of a character of a man's head with that hairstyle on top, and you would simply know. he would identify it with Kramer from Seinfeld. So Kramer is next on my list. He plays off of it so well, and the hairstyle itself is almost part of the comedy. So Kramer, certainly. So
That's
Brian,
a great one.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah. When you see the pilot episode, Nick, you go back and watch the first pilot. And Michael Richardson has just still got the normal hair for him. It's Kramer, but you're right. When he came out with the hairstyle and the look and everything he had going on,
he's just always so disheveled and frantic, and like his hair is an extension of that kind of. It matches his persona so well.
Yeah,
and even like when he dressed up, what was for Kramer dressed up, and you know what I mean? Like it still even worked. Like he didn't change his hair, but like it worked with like being dressed up or dressed down, or like you said, looking like shit. Like it just worked in everything he did. It worked perfectly.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Well, I'm going back to so if a actor or actress in a television role inspired people to get their hair cut like them, that's a whole other level. When you inspire a whole style, right? So there's certainly different characters that could say that. Now, I'm not going to one you might think I'm going to that's more recent. I'm going back to the 70s.
Okay.
The character name, Jill Monroe. Now, you may not recognize the name, but from the show Charlie's Angels, played by the beautiful Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah.
Right. So her hairstyle certainly was one of the most famous hairstyles in the 70s into the 80s. Certainly on her anything looked good on. I mean, Farrah Fawcett could have came out with a fucking mohawk and still looked great, but that hairstyle, just that 70s classic long hair, whisked back,
feathered on the side there.
Yes,
she was one of the original women wanted, or men wanted her, women wanted to be her.
Yeah.
100%.
Farrah Fawcett hair is just a thing that everyone recognizes. Like that's all you gotta say. It's quite literally, it's that iconic.
That's right. Yeah, guaranteed.
And
there are plenty of young ladies that poster.
Everyone knows. Yep.
Very good.
Yep. There you have it. And for some reason, the young Brian, Gen X Brian, in 5th or 6th grade, my mother allowed me to have an iron-on shirt of that poster. She ironed it on a T-shirt for me at the time, and allowed me to wear it to school. There you have it. I'm sure I was quite the hit with the teachers. It never said a word to me. But I thought that was one of the coolest things ever as a little kid, was the Farrah Fawcett shirt at the time. Anyway, there you go.
Well, I can never be that cool, but
I can, because Dean bought me a Hillary Duff shirt like that, and I wear it.
Sure, that's true.
Of course, as you should.
And again, for both of you, I can't be that cool, but somebody who can be and is much cooler than anybody almost on the fucking planet. I can't go character, right? I'm just going to go a person who, in the 70s, her hair was her in all these different characters she did. Pam Grier.
Oh yeah.
The afro on Pam Grier in any 70s movie, he was tough, he was rough, he was sexy, and that hair just gave that extra thing for both sides, for the tough and sexy.
Yeah, like Jackie Brown, right? Was she Jackie Brown? Yeah.
Later in life, but kind of still had the same deal. But it was, much bigger and just beautiful and just like same as her, just sexy and hot and scary and tough. Man, Pam Grier was and is an icon.
Sure,
I love Pam Grier. So Pam Grier is next on my list.
Very good. My next one is a bit of a cheat. It's a 3-for-1. As I have mentioned, big hockey fan.
Three Stooges?
And similar. From the movie Slapshot, the Hanson brothers. The Hanson brothers kind of created what today is known as hockey hair. It is the lettuce under the bucket. It is the mullet, like the hockey mullet, and all three of the Hanson brothers had different variations of this. But I think in the overarching manner, they all embodied some variation of hockey hair, and it kind of, I don't know if that was the standard setting or just, but it's become a thing. There's a tournament in Minnesota called Miniflota, where as they skate up, it's all the hockey hair, and they style their hair in these over the top insane mullets and things like that, and it's all kind of built off of the building blocks, the foundation of the Hanson brothers from the old Slapshot movie, and seeing them skate around with the hair flowing and stuff. And back in the day, guys used to take, warm ups without helmets on and stuff, and let the hair flow. But I feel like hockey hair is really at a roots level. We have the Hanson brothers from Slapshot to thank for that. So I would put the Hanson brothers on my list.
That's good.
Good one.
Yep.
I like that.
Brian?
Okay. Again, this actor, you could say his hair is in several characters just from the actor's hair. But I'm going to go with the dude from the Big Lebowski,
Yeah, sure,
Jeff
sure.
Bridges. Jeff
Yep.
Bridges has still to this day has some of the best hair in
For sure.
Hollywood,
fucking
in my
amazing, isn't
opinion. It
Like
really
now
is.
it's like complete like salt and pepper, mainly salt.
I'm
Looks
jealous.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, jealous. So
glorious.
he's just got the full long head hair. Yeah, looks great on him. But yeah, but the dude has had that unique look, of course, with the beard and
Sure.
this So yeah, there
I
you
think
have
when it comes to him, you can count the beard with the hair. That's the whole.
Yeah, it's like a whole mane of like around his head. Yeah.
And ironically, excuse me, for Jeff Bridges, I thought you talk about bald head. And I almost went with this as on my list as well. But the Jeff Bridges, his look in Iron Man when he played the villain, the completely bald head and just a full, perfectly shaved, longer beard. That look on him there was fantastic. If
That's a
I
man that
lose
can
my
pull off
hair,
anything.
that's what I'm going with, huh?
That's a man that can pull off anything.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Dean?
All right. In 1950, there was a movie with James Stewart called Harvey. And Harvey is next on the list because Harvey was a gigantic invisible rabbit that only James Stewart could see. And it was a great movie, great concept. So he's a hare.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are we not accepting this one? Hare? Okay, fine.
Is my audio working, gentlemen? Yeah.
Unfortunately, your mic is working. Okay, fine. Next on my list is TV series, and this is important to clarify, TV series Loki. Tom Hiddleston in Loki, the TV series, not the movies. Movies, it's longer, screenier. The TV series in those 2 seasons, that was a magnificent fucking hair. Like, just immaculate. Like the way, how long it was, and just it was, all of it was terrific.
You know what I appreciate? About Tom Hiddleston.
Have that. Like that would be what I would have. Like a magician.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Like he is. It's because I've actually thought about this as someone who envies good hair. He does not have a good hairline.
No,
his hairline is not great. It's not. But it somehow works with his face, and like I don't know if it's the body of it or whatever. Like somehow it works. But when you really look at him, like he doesn't have a good hairline. It's not.
He has the same hairline as I do.
Typically, somebody like that would not have long hair, but it's thick enough to where, like, I don't know what it is. It just works on him. Yeah, it works on him.
Yeah.
But
so,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
So yeah, my number 4 is Harvey the Rabbit. Brian.
Okay.
It's my turn, actually.
It's Nick.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mhm.
It is.
I just wanted to hear Brian Crone again.
All right, here we go.
Thing.
I'm going back to Star Wars on this one. I'm going with Chewbacca, the guy with the
Of
most
course.
hair.
Yes.
Chewbacca.
Absolutely.
You know what? And you know
Yep.
why he makes my list? It's not so. I mean, he's a Wookiee. They're all hairy, right? Anybody, it's not great hair. In all
Disaster, isn't it?
things I have ever seen of Chewbacca, he has, other than in Solo, where he's like kept in shackles, it's never matted. It's
Nope.
all perfectly combed and in place, no matter what corridors he's been running down or what stormtroopers he's been firing at or who's he's been ripping apart. His hair is always well placed, and I really appreciate that because that's a lot of fucking hair to manage.
Yeah.
Boys, that's a lot.
And he's immaculate.
Mhm.
Yeah, every time. It's impressive. It's like almost like when you don't see him on screen, he surely must be combing his body hair always.
How much Wookiee ass do you think he gets?
Oh, all the Wookiee ass.
Oh.
Now, other question is, do you think he goes out species? Right? I mean, Maz Kanata made reference that she'd like to get a little swipe at it.
It just depends on how cool he is with fighting through hair to get to the goods.
Well, that's the second question. Do we have a Harry Chewy bit, or is it like a red rocket, like a dog?
I feel like it's got hair on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you think it just kind of
At
goes
least at the
smooth
base.
and matted and smooth and then matted?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets gunked up a little bit in the action.
Yeah.
We're getting off track. Anyway, Chewbacca.
I want to change the whole main topic to this.
Great hair. Great
Yeah.
hair. Brian.
That's good. Yeah, I love to see Nick in the original Star Wars where they're, and C-3PO and R2 are playing chess with Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And C-3PO says, new strategy, let the Wookiee, and he just slicks the hair back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
And you'll notice under the arms and everything, no matted hairs. Everything's perfectly combed all the way around. Yep. What a specimen.
Well, Dean, I had the Fonz on my list as well.
Sure.
So I'm going to replace the Fonz with one of the most iconic, going back in classic Universal monster movies, one of the most recognizable and iconic hairstyle in the movies that you're ever going to see, Elsa Lanchester, who played the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's a
You
good
know,
one.
you know the hairstyle by, if you see the again, it's another one. You see the hairstyle, you know exactly what it is. It was a one of a kind with a very tall hair with like the white streaks going through it. They still make wigs and everything to this day. Right. All a lady has to do is put that wig on and a white robe of some sort, and you know exactly who she's supposed to be.
Yep.
Boom.
So there you go. Bride of Frankenstein.
Very good.
All right. Last on my list. When I started with the Fonz, that was like that to be the icon of hair. But if you're going to go generational, this will move into the next generation of iconic hair. And when you hear the name, you'll understand why. Because, well, have mercy.
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Jesse, John Stamos.
Oh, sure.
From Full House.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I'm not even talking about early Full House. I'm actually just going to go John Stamos as a character in our own lives. His hair now, at like in his 50s, Jesus, it's just incredible. But yeah, even from early Full House, throughout the series it changed and stuff, but like it changed with the times. Like it stayed, early Full House, it was cool for whatever late 80s that was. And then as the time progressed, it got cool with the times. Got out of even the mullet and then put the pomade or whatever in there, and the Elvis whole situation, which what an honorable mention. I don't hope one of you at least finishes off with Elvis, but Uncle Jesse, Full House.
Well, Elvis isn't a character.
Was he? I mean,
Yeah, John Stamos also made the Mullet Hall of Fame.
right.
No
Yeah,
question about it. The
absolutely.
Mullet Mount Rushmore.
Have we done
Absolutely. Yeah.
that?
No, we've not done the specific
Yep.
mullet
We'll put
Mount
that on the
Rushmore.
list.
That's a
We
good
can
one.
get
Yeah.
Yeah.
we can have some fun with that one.
Yeah,
I'll
for
reuse the
sure.
Hansons for that for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Any honorable mentions?
I'm not done.
Oh,
Thank
you have
you.
one more, Nick. I'm so sorry. Please.
Thank you very much. And
I was
also, I
impressed.
feel like
Brian's luscious hair was in front of his ears, so he couldn't hear quite where
Yes.
we were at.
Yes, that's right.
for my
Sorry,
last
Nick.
submission, this is kind of piggybacking off of your Farrah Fawcett pick, and I feel like you may have alluded to this. That's who I was thinking when you said generational.
Mhm.
Rachel Green from Friends, obviously.
That's what I thought it was,
It was so much to where like people the Rachel cut was such a big
Mhm.
deal,
Yep.
and that her hair was so iconic for people in the 90s. So certainly Jennifer Aniston as Rachel Green. There again, through the show, changed with the times, much
That's
like
right.
John Stamos' Uncle Jesse,
Mhm.
changed with the times, was always current with things, but certainly the hairstyle that she had in the 90s inspired so many young women to want that hairstyle. And like you said with Farrah Fawcett, Brian, like Jennifer Aniston could have wore just about anything on her head and it would have looked good on her. But certainly that worked well with her. And so that would be my last pick, my fifth and
that's
final.
a perfect
Very
last
good.
pick, actually.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent.
Some people call me to say that I have, hair of an icon. That guys and kids are going out and getting their hair cut like me.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys- Yeah, they're shaving it way back up here, and then kind of doing a flesh-colored yarmulke in the back situation going on.
Give me the Caesar.
Very
Oh, you mean the
specific.
Dean? Yeah, give me that.
Very specific. It takes a lot of time and effort to do it, but once you do it, I can you can't you can't get away from the ladies. They're on you like manics. And
Sure.
dudes and ladies, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on you.
Yep. Of course.
It's a good
So we
place
have
to rest
to-
the ball sack while they give you the gonzo, am I right?
Well, of course. Why do you think I have it?
All right.
Honorable mentions?
Yeah. Honorable mentions, Dean.
It was awesome.
All right, I have honorable. I'll go, and then we'll.
Nick,
get
you
to
go
Dean.
ahead, please.
I'm gonna go one iconic hairstyle, and the hair itself is not as iconic. That's why they didn't make my list without the accessory. So I have Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. Without the toque, though, it's not the long straight hair is not necessarily that recognizable of a hairstyle on its own. But I feel like if you have the toque on top with the long straight hair, it's immediately Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. And my last honorable mention only didn't make my list because they were not a character. But I would be remiss if I did not call out Conan O'Brien right now for his fucking hair.
Oh man,
Conan O'Brien's hair is literally fucking only Conan O'Brien's hair.
Yeah.
And no one else has it, and no one could even. It's
no
the swoop, the arch in it is insane. So top shelf Conan O'Brien.
Yeah.
So that's it for me.
Good one, Dean.
All right, honorable mentions. Steve Harrington from Stranger Things.
Okay. Yeah.
Joe Keery as the actor. Kind of also the '80s pompadour situation. I had Princess Di. Audrey Hepburn.
Princess Di.
Leia. Princess Leia. Well, Princess Di's hair was also iconic, so
real person. Go ahead.
Pretty good.
Did you see the TV show Crown? She was a character in it.
Now I get it.
Aubrey. No, I fucked up. It's not real. Aubrey Hepburn at Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Fazek from Princess Bride. Anybody?
Never seen.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
Princess Bride. beautiful. And then finally, last of my honorable mentions, which honestly, any of these could have been put on my list, especially this one, Jules from Pulp Fiction,
Very
Samuel
good.
L. Jackson.
Yes.
Sure.
Lovely and beautiful Samuel
good.
L. Jackson.
And has fit that character perfectly.
Perfectly.
Almost like a
Yeah.
couple too, like with Travolta's character. Like
Yep.
those
Them
hairstyles, I mean,
together.
are kind of
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. My honorable mentions, Dean, I had Jules Winfield, also Samuel Jackson. John Rambo, Sylvester
that's
Oh, sure.
Stallone from Rambo: First Blood. This is when he had the long hair with the the bandana thing he had going on there.
Headband. Yeah,
Headband. I said bandana. Headband.
it was a bandana, but it was rolled into a headband. So both are
That's
correct.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Also had Rachel Green, Nick. Also Leia Organa, Nick, Star Wars New Hope. Chewbacca I also had. And I'm going to give you from the Inhumans. This is from the comic, world of comics, Medusa. Now, not the snake one, but this is from the Inhumans. Medusa is the mutant who has the living hair. She controls her hair. It's very long, and
Snakes.
not snakes. This is actual hair, not the Medusa from Greek mythology. This is the Inhuman called Medusa who controls her hair. That's part of her
Medusa
power.
Johnson. She lived down the street.
Yes.
4th Street, right on the corner there.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right.
Yep. Oregon Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. It was a living hair. Now it might have been crabs. The one that's on Oregon Avenue, but that's a whole other episode. We'll talk about that. Anyways, yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what I got.
So I shaved it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think we've done our list. I think we've done them beautifully.
You got it
perfectly.
That's right. That's right. Well, like a long, flowing hairstyle.
That's right.
There is at the end. There's a little bit of maybe split ends, a little bit of fraying and that type of thing. So, but not the end of this episode though. This episode, the end is typically very healthy, and I'm trying to figure out a way to throw it to Nick to take us out.
Brian, we're the pomade of the podcast world.
Yes.
And Nick is the comb that's going to finish us off with beauty and grace. Take it away, Nick.
That's right. Well, if you're talking about beauty and grace, there's no way for you to look more beautiful and graceful than on your own electric bike. And an electric bike
let your hair flow.
That would come from none other than RPM Bike Shop, our friends in Carrollton, Ohio. All you got to do is call them at 330-808-7792 or type into Facebook RPM Bike Shop. You can see the amazing, glorious products that they have to offer you. You might be able to envision yourself on one of their electric bikes, hair flowing in the wind. You can also see that information and so much more on their website, which is rpmbikeshop.com. So feel free to let your hair down, indulge yourself, and get yourself an electric bike. Nay. Treat yourself to an electric bike today from RPM Bike Shop. That's
excellent.
Right.
Carrollton, Ohio is birthplace of the tub shroom.
Yeah, so anyway, this has been Convincing Idiots, episode 210.
Normally it's me throwing the bucket brakes and bringing the show to the whole. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want more of this type of stuff, find us on all our social media accounts. You can do that by Googling Convincing Idiots Linktree, LINKTREE, and there you'll be able to follow links to all of our social media accounts in which that you use and you'd like to follow us, like, subscribe, rate, review, whatever your heart's desires. You can also go over our website, which is convincingidiots.wordpress.com. So for this episode of Convincing Idiots, I am Millennial Nick.
I am the beautifully coiffed Zennial Dean.
Gen X Brian.
Have we convinced you to join us for another week and comb through some of pop culture's biggest topics next week.
You.
Me.
You.
Yeah.
Did you just see that shit? If you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. Come back. You're going to want to.
Ham grape.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Actually, that's the sound it makes.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done that in a while. I liked when we used
No.
to sync up on that when Dean would say a flopper and we just go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you a flopper.